Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for July 8th, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now and give you my thoughts on them. Now, if you want to learn more about these stories, in the show notes down below, I'll put a link to each story. You can read about them for yourself, come up with your own opinions. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing. And hopefully we can help you break free from the high-cost cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. So let's get into it. Let's cover the news of the day, starting with a great deal. Right now, TCL is offering a 75-inch 4K HDR Roku TV for just $809.99 on Amazon. This is a really good deal on a 4K TV. And when it was first listed, it was about $1,300. This is the lowest price I've ever found this at. It is a Series 4 TV, which is their lower end, but still 4K HDR. And it's the same TV like this that Costco sells. So you may want to see if Costco will match this at all if you're a Costco member. But they do offer free shipping on this. To get this price though, because it's listed at $899.99, which is still a crazy good price, they do have a little coupon code that I've included in the post down below. Use that promo code at checkout or check the box just below the price on Amazon.com to apply before you add it to your cart. And you get for $809.99. A limited time deal. It does seem like TCL is clearing out stock for a new TV to come. We already know that the 6 series is coming out, a new one later this year. So check your show notes down below for a link to this if you're thinking about getting it. I heard somebody said they were looking to buy this for their back patio. I mean, if you're looking for a cheap patio TV, 75 inches, this is a crazy good price. All right, let's keep on going into the news. Now, let's say you did buy that on Amazon, but you want to return it. Who wants to mess with having to return something? I once had an end table bought on Amazon arrive damaged, and it wasn't bad. Brought to UPS store, but it was still a pain to box it back up. Well, now Amazon is allowing free returns to Kohl's and UPS stores with no box. You just show them the QR code, you either print it from your email or you show it to them on your phone. They'll box it up, they'll ship it out, they'll do the rest. I've even heard that right now Kohl's is offering a special coupon for this. Now this is now available nationwide. Kohl's had been doing this in a few test markets a few months ago as a test market. It went successful. Now Kohl's is doing it nationwide. And in their customer service section, you can now bring Amazon return. So you still need to go on the Amazon's website and start the return, but then it'll offer you the ability to just drop it off at Kohl's or drop it off at the UPS store with a little barcode you show to the Kohl's or UPS store employees. So this is really great. Now you have a lot more comfort in buying something like a TV or an end table for the living room that came damaged that you can now bring to a local store and not have to worry about boxing it back up. Getting a TV back in the box to ship back is a pain. And we've had to do that for our review TVs. It's not easy. A 75-inch Roku TV, trying to box that back up to ship back, no fun. So if you have ever been hesitant to buy something on Amazon because of the difficulty of a possible return, seems like Amazon's making that a lot easier. And they're not the only way to do that. Amazon has a lot of different easy to do ways to return it. I'll put a link to our full post in the show notes down below, which includes a full list of different return methods. I'd love to hear from anybody though that has used this. Have you gone to Kohl's and returned it? Is it true that they're giving you a coupon for one item at Kohl's per return? Leave me a comment, let me know. I'd love to hear your experience. And if those coupon rumors are true, I'd love to hear from you. It may be a short-term, like early promo deal, like to get people into the stores. It's probably a great move on Kohl's part, right? You come for an Amazon return, leave with a 20 or something % off coupon on an item. As you walk back through the store, maybe, hey, maybe I'll get a new shirt, maybe I'll get something in their home decor area. I don't know, probably a good business move. I'd love to know your experience. All right, last week, just before the end of the weekend, we reported how AT&T had dropped Nexstar-owned locals. The vast majority of them have been dropped. Well, now that blackout has continued throughout the weekend, and Nexstar is firing back at AT&T for dropping them from DirecTV Now, and Uverse TV. According to Nexstar, they offered an extension that they could continue under the same terms and allow AT&T's customers to continue watching Nexstar channels as the negotiation continued. This happened with Viacom, this happened with A&E Networks. They extended their deal without a contract to keep the networks on AT&T as negotiations continued. This time, for some reason, AT&T has declined that offer according to Nexstar, and Nexstar is really pushing people to contact AT&T to put pressure on them. Of course, AT&T is standing firm, saying, hey, Nexstar is asking for too much money, we don't think it's worth that, so we're not going to pay it, is kind of the argument right now. So I'd love to know, have you been affected by this? Has it made you want to switch? Have you said, hey, you know what, DirecTV Now, DirecTV, maybe you're here because DirecTV is on offer this? Let me know if you've decided to make a change because of that. And what do you think of AT&T not accepting Nexstar's offer to continue the channel on DirecTV or DirecTV Now, etc., as negotiations continue? Let me know. And maybe a slightly related note, AT&T is once again offering DirecTV Now customers who cancel $10 off for 6 months. Now that's $10 off each month for 6 months to keep your bill basically what it was before the most recent price hike back in April. Now, according to our readers, there's a few things to note here. You get the email after you cancel. Not everybody seems to be getting the email. It seems like if you've taken a special AT&T deal in the past, whether it be their $10 off for 3 months kind of deal and so on, you can't double stack. So they don't want people canceling, getting the $10 off for 6 months, going 6 months, canceling and trying to get that same deal. So if you've done it once, even if it was just for the 3-month deal or a similar type deal, it seems like you cannot do it again from what we're hearing from our readers. But if you did cancel recently, you thought about maybe I should go back, they are offering $10 off for 6 months on their via email. Now these codes are only good for your particular account. So you can't take that code from somebody else and apply it to your account. So if your buddy cancels, they don't want to use the code, unfortunately you cannot apply that to your account. So just keep that in mind. But I'd love to know, did you get this code? How widespread are them? And are you getting the 3-month or the 6-month code? It seems like pretty much everybody now is getting 6 months of $10 off versus earlier when they were offering 3 months of $10 off each. So it seems like AT&T really wants to keep people. I think what they're hoping is that if you stay for 6 more months with this deal, you'll continue to stay going forward as they do whatever they're going to do. So leave us a comment, let us know. I'll love to hear from you. All right, next story up of the day. It was reported yesterday that Google and Dish were reportedly going to team up to launch a 4th carrier inside the United States. That they would, Dish had already been reported to be in talks with T-Mobile to buy part of T-Mobile's market or their spectrum or not. Let me rephrase it. Part of T-Mobile's assets, which would include the ability to use some of their spectrum to launch a wireless carrier. It was reported that Google was looking to team up with Dish to do this, to launch a 4th major competitor once Sprint and T-Mobile merge, which is something the Department of Justice have been asking to have happen. Now Google has come out and said, not true. We are not in talks with Dish for any type of merger. Now, it's still possible maybe they're in talks with T-Mobile to compete with Dish because the Dish deal is not an officially announced confirmed deal. So I'd love to hear from you on what you think of this. Would you love to see Google maybe launch a dedicated network? I know they have their Google Fi, I think it's called, network, but that's just like a reselling of another network. This would be a Google having a full-blown, their own spectrum rights, their own access, their own standalone carrier, not necessarily dependent on another carrier. That's what reportedly Dish has been trying to do with this deal with T-Mobile. So I'd love to know, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Dish launch a 4th competitor, or would you rather have Google do that? Leave me a comment, let me know, but it does seem like early reports that Dish and Google were teaming up are not true according to Google, who sent a very sternly worded, this is just completely false kind of statement to the New York Post who reported this. But it doesn't mean that they weren't necessarily in talks with T-Mobile. It wouldn't surprise me at all to find out that T-Mobile was talking to both Dish and Google separately, trying to bid them against each other. All right, next story up of the day, last story of the day actually. Cable boxes are reportedly raising your bill by as much as $100 a year. Now, this is one of the interesting things that we found according to a post from the LA Times, which is from a few years ago, but a reader found this, pointed it out, and we thought it was a great educational point. Kohl reports, even when your DVR is not in use from the average cable company, it's using 35 watts of power. That's more than triple the amount of power a Roku uses when it's active, when you're actually using the Roku. And when it's an idle, it uses even less. So the idle power usage of a cable box is far greater, far more expensive than an active Roku. You can stream your Roku 24/7, actually streaming Netflix, and use less power than your cable box in idle mode. Now, these boxes need to be on. Rokus stay on in a very low power state to get updates and more. Cable boxes stay on so that when you're DVRing content, right, you don't want it to miss a show because it was powered off. But according to the LA Times, they use a lot of power, and this can add up to almost $100 every single month, or every single year, excuse me, which if you have multiple boxes can really get expensive. Now, Roku's, the Roku Express, of course, uses a little bit less, like 4.6 or less than that, and then the Roku Ultra, I believe, is like 4.5 under load an hour. So it's quite impressive that the power savings a streaming device will save. Now, I've heard from many of our readers who have told us that after I cut the cable bill, I noticed my power bill went down too. So I'd love to know. One reader told us as much as $40 a month their power bill went out. They had multiple DVRs, multiple other boxes in their home, and it totaled $40 a month once they got rid of it. So I'd love to hear from you. How much are you saving, or did you even notice a savings of your power bill once you canceled cable TV? You know, it's something that I didn't even consider when we canceled, but in hindsight, it makes perfect sense. I already had the Roku connected in my home. I already had the PlayStation, which is what we used in the living room when we canceled. So dropping the cable box lowered the amount of power we're using. You know, the powered splitter that was splicing off, etc., that was gone. So I'd love to hear from you on what were your power savings? Did you notice any, if there were any? So leave us a comment, let us know. I'd love to hear from you. Well, that's it for today. Busy weekend. This week's going to be even busier. Hang in there. A lot of news happening in the world of cord cutting. So if you find any tips, though, let us know. Go to cordcuttersnews.com, click on the Contact Us tab, send us an email. If you can, include a link to whatever you're talking about. If you haven't, that's a huge help. Or just describe what's happening. Tips from you is a huge help to make sure we stay on top of all the cord cutting news. If you're a regular here, make sure to hit that notification bell. We got a lot more videos in the works, so hang in there. More will be coming soon. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I will see you back here tomorrow for more cord cutting news, tips, tricks, and reviews. Take care, everybody.